have been widely circulated on social media and traditional media, the Ghana Police Service has failed to make any significant progress in apprehending the real perpetrators to face the full rigors of the law. Now, I think we hear some 8 people have been arrested, but the point is that the people involved in that undertaking are more than the 8. After the new Patriotic Party demanded full-scale investigation into the incident, the Ghana Police Service gave assurances of impending arrest of the culprits. A few days later, the police administration surreptitiously announced the arrest of some faceless and nameless culprits. To our utmost surprise, these faceless and nameless thugs who assaulted former ministers, women, and members of the new Patriotic Party were granted bail by the police on our blind side. On our blind side. Again, we reference the public statement made by the NDC Deputy General Secretary, my good friend Mustafa Bandi, in relation to the Akwitia by-election. In this, he made very threatening statements regarding the police being in position to cause arrest of NPP officials who are wanted by the police. At the meeting with the police, the NPP asked the police administration whether they had any warrant for the arrest of any NPP person, and the IGP's response was that no such warrants exist. Nevertheless, the new Patriotic Party has very reliable information and intelligence that the NDC intends to hide behind the guise of national security to terrorize some residents and voters in Akwitia and during the by-election. It is instructive to note that the police administration has indicated their deployment of 5,000 service men for the Akwitia by-election. Despite the IGP's unequivocal assurance that the Ghana Police Service does not need any military support to maintain law and order, the famous Richard Jakba, my namesake, who has been appointed as the Director of Operation at the National Security, has been seen preambulating the Akwitia constituency with soldiers and reportedly threatening some indigents and residents to leave town before the by-election in their own interest. Upon the assurance of the IGP, we want to make it abundantly clear that any soldier involved in the Akwitia by-election will be considered and dealt with as a thug, or in a manner as a thug. We therefore call on the President, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and on whose shoulder the responsibility of the security of the state rests, to call Richard Jakba to order and ensure that no soldier meddles in the Akwitia by-election. We are also reliably informed that the NDC has been training some of the thugs they used or deployed in Ablikmanov parliamentary rerun under the guise of national security and intends to clandestinely clothe them in police uniform to deploy them during the by-election. The NDC and the Ghana Police Service must know that as a party that has just exited government in less than a year, we have our eyes and ears on the ground and on them, knowing what the NDC is noted for. The IGP has also assured us that the police have completed their deployment plan and will make the lists of their deployed officers available to the various political parties. On the honor of the IGP, the NPP demands the requested list of the senior officers to be deployed to each electoral area and the regional commanders who will be assisting them. We also request the IGP that all police officers on duty for the election must wear their official name tags, for easy identification and the avoidance of infiltration by the thugs that are planned to be included. We make this reasonable request with the hindsight of the police brutalities on the non-violent Let My Vote Count Alliance demonstrators in September 2015, where several demonstrators were trapped and mercilessly assaulted and one lost his eyes in the process. Learning from the unresolved incidents from the Ablekuma North parliamentary rerun, the New Patriotic Party will defend itself. The New Patriotic Party will defend itself if the police fail to do so. It is rather interesting. So on the matter of Akwetia, these are the facts that we want to share with you. The clear evidence is that the New Patriotic Party will win that election. And as a result, the NDC, who surprisingly were just mourning, and all of us joined them in mourning our brothers who we lost in that August 6th helicopter crash, have suddenly swung into their violent mode, activated a certain heightened level of violence in Akwetia, and are employing all sorts of schemes in Akwetia merely to create violence and state of insecurity in the constituency for purposes of forcing victory out of that election. And we are clear in our minds that the police, Mr. IGP has his job cut out for him. And the intelligence we are collecting from the ground is that the NDC is determined to use violence in that election. And we are concerned about that because we're going to Ablekuma North with a view of replacing the MP, our brother Ernest Kumi, who we have lost under very painful circumstances. And the situation worsened by the August 6th catastrophe that befell all of us as a country. We're still in a mourning state. The bereaved families haven't quite dealt, perhaps remotely dealt with the loss that they have felt. And we have the National Democratic Congress angling itself and preparing itself in a manner to perhaps visit another chaos on Ghanaians in Akwetia constituency. We are clearly opposed to the violence, and we are approaching this election in a very somber mode. We invite the National Democratic Congress to shed all these evil plots, shelve them, and come to Akwetia and make a democratic case to the people of Akwetia that indeed they deserve to have a parliamentary representation in that constituency on merit, not on the back of violence. And so we are clear in our minds, and we'll call on the IGP and the military high command to ensure that they are vigilant and ensure that such infiltration, which we have learned that the NDC is plotting in Akwetia, does not happen, such that Akwetia by-election will be peaceful, and all of us would at the end have a representation that the good people of Akwetia deserve, and who can serve their best interests as it's supposed to be. And we'll use this opportunity to send condolences once again to the families of our brother Ernest Yakubi and to our brothers who we lost on August 6th. Thank you very much. I think we'll do a very brief summary entry. In some way, I say Tuesday, Akwitia by election, now the attorney say New Patriotic Party MP NST Alkumia Ufri Mono or no, and I said the Ameracity no, Yakwapo will be a sin a 9. Now NPP aircono, it has some dear airco because that by election, ya should I take a sepa and a airco. Entino yade sa entiasiano and yade kona some dream, say a beya nka yen na ne NDC form so person bo contest Akwetiano yen kona some dream obia emfa basabasa yo emma Akwetia but the ehun ne say NDC for fa kwa bi so e de basabasa ye aba Akwetia na sembia mebubo so e wo mu no eni enyan say NDC for esese ye ho a training crofo bi pa omo use omo e wo Ablekuma North by election mu e de Akwetia na this time the omo planning is say for no they be show omo police for ne asoja for ntade no ma ye say omo ye legitimate security for omo aba ho say omo ba beboa na aboni pa ho ban ni nyina mu no na mo fa asuma say de hunahuna nipa de ohawo ne oye ne aba Akwetia no na yesre yewra IGP Christian yehonu say da no ye hia no no a hye yebo said the obia say obeye ama asumdwe aba Akwetia by election mu no obeye and wo kan so say or the police for be 5,000 and ebeko ho na say meeting mu e bisa omo esre say be ya police for or do omo ko nyina say be assign omo to electoral area to police station omo mpanifo no any regional commanders no oma yensanka obi biara din ene ahyenso dia na edwuma ahyenso dia ebehun se osibesi onie na abentin so onie na sa disredia de to IGP enibu yensankai na say sisudua the wia yi say on make sure say sa information no enyina no yensabeka na ye de aboa because the ehun ne say NDC for no aye ehun say sa 5,000 a year police officers are IGP this or they call on aha endu 5,000 and this is for the year ebe wurem omodi wuremu a na ye ni ahyensude bia be hu say we your police ni and say we wagadre and this is for encrofo omodi ahye police for di mu a ebe ha adwene na ye NPP for no ye call Akwetia no ye ni da say police for no be boy nyina ho ban na say yan hwe ni ye na this for nya kwan e de omukrofo wuremu a omasha tade say ye boy hu ban nyina no mudi enya enti yesre se de yakoba no Ablekuma North ye buru nkrofo a police for gina ho ya ntuma anya hwe me ye hwe nkrofo oba time ye pia no to form etitia no so abra police for gina ho ye pesa bibisa ebesi wo Akwetia enti yesre se ye papa IGP on make sure say boshe bia wa hye yen ene anamo bi opese otuo ene make sure say Akwetia by election no ebe kora so dwe mu no o make sure say obedi so na yen de ye gidie e woni mu eswa esan say Ablekuma North by election ye ko yi nkrofo a omudi bone e wo sa election mu no ye ka so on chi omo but ebe pim ene no yen we ena no nipa be 8 ena ye say ya chi omo but before I ebe hu eno na sa afọ no ya ma mo bail kradada enshem crime sa nipa yes ano do so bebiri but say bana yes 8 penny ya cho mo so wa hia yes ya ma mo bail a enwanwa but wo hwe sa de we na eda no omo a ekasa social media keke mo na afofo a ekasa social media ya che omo ebi adamu be 2 weeks eno pay na mete say Minia Emmanuel Kwachi Asare our ye jumama won't to me radio. And opaya na me say the lawyers we nkrata e man e bail. What them bear 2 weeks. I am ranso so encheresa say yes sir. Etiamra at least 48 hours no. Say police emfa won court I say ma bail. But be see no. What them musa me no ka say yenia Prisladia any charity tete omo ewo remand say for 2 weeks. Who be say o my den ya say o ma kasa social media. But in Crawford I call Blekumanov koye that criminal abuse and assault on innocent Ghanaians no. Omo da ho na am a police for say ye hu bebi omo but omo video nso so ewo platform bia so opa. In the way ema hu say police investigation no me hunu the sophistication because say me no be enu ebetumi ehunu enkrofo no social media dey pa anti na police for na ntumi hu enti ye gidi o police for no mu esha enti ye sere se akwetia no omo nya ne se Ablekumanov na ye frɛ ye papa President John Dramani Mahama ono na Ghana security nyina esinebo ye hu akwetia se ye nua pedi Richard Jakpa, our director of operation or national security. And then now, Akwetia, any soldier for any police for echo. But in Tiasia, any police for nya, I papa IGP, and they say, ma soldier for encan election by Bonham. And the police for one a year, and yes, papa John Dramani Mahama say, on country area pedi Jakpa say. Yempe military for who Akwetia. Na military ni bia we ba Akwetia bia no aye ntiase se ma obi amba na obi ba ho no a say nipa no e be treat ni say or your rogue element. So your rogue element is so you be treated as a thug in Akwetia. Say be ya bia be di mra so no yesre se o memhwe na o ma make sure say bibisa NC na ama Akwetia by election no akoso asomdwemu ti ye frame owie ya na asem kakra ho ye pese de mamo update se dia ye yate dia ye hu ewo Akwetia no eno na ye pese de tumanimu but ni nyina mu yanko wie ene se brother a ebe September 2nd se to abani nyina wie a New Patriotic Party be wini sa city ne back e dia share NS kumi e dia onyam ogidie se eno ene beye ahyensode kese a ye de be kai enua wakọ ne krechi ya na wogya wo se nipa obeba ye enua Kwame Asomedu betumi abesi na nan na watoa ne dwuma paso da mo nyina ase